annihilation of the life form known as man. Let the attack begin.
What's up YouTube, Breakquaza2094 here, and it was mentioned that I should do a picture-in-picture narration, so, you know, that's what this is, and you can tell me if you like it or not, but, yeah, let's stop stalling and get started with the battle, hey? Alright, so it turns out that this is actually one of my epic fails series. I didn't fail, but my friend Brad actually did, because, you know, he hadn't played Pokemon that much, and he basically was like, hey, let's just play. So I'm going to lead off with my Rotom Wash, and he's going to lead off with his Swampert. I just tricked because I know what Swampert's going to try and do. It's going to try and set up the Stealth Rocks. But instead he goes for the Earthquake, so I was like, oh, well, that's very odd. But this is like the very first battle he had, so it makes kind of sense that he'd go for the Earthquake. So I go into my Metagross knowing that he's going to be forced to switch out, and he puts in an Infernape, which is not very good for me, so I have to put in Puff and Pass, which is my Torkoal, and, you know, take this Overheat kind of like a boss, although it does a lot more damage than I would have expected, but that's because he's Life Orb, and, well, there's not much I can do against Life Orb. So he's going to go for a Mach Punch, and really his reasoning was, oh, it sounds like a cool move. Well, I set up the Stealth Rocks, which is going to be nice, and, yeah, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm doing good, I think, but of course, you know, he's new at Pokemon, so I guess I really shouldn't be too proud, because, yeah, I'm actually just testing a whole bunch of stuff that I've never used. So, he is going to put in his Jellicent Pringles, and I'm going to get Toxic, which is like, yeah, I love Toxicing a wall, because it just makes it easier to deal with later on. And, yeah, we were on Skype, and I'm like, hey, you might want to switch that out within 2 or 3 turns if you want to keep your Jellicent. But I decided to put in Chansey, and he's like, why'd you put in Chansey? Like, it's a special wall, man, come on. But, yeah, he is new, so I guess he wouldn't know that. So I goes for the Taunt, which is actually, you know, a fairly decent move, because I was going to go for the Soft Boiled, not really sure why. Actually, I'm really not sure why I was going for the Soft Boiled. I guess I was predicting him to switch out. So he's going to switch into his Infernape, and I'm going to switch out into my Rotom Wash, because Rotom Wash is about the best one I could switch out into. So he's going to go for that Mach Punch. It's going to do a pretty good amount. I just go for this Volt Switch to, you know, get out of there and end up taking out Infernape while I do it, which is awesome. And yeah, you know, pretty much put in Metagross, and he puts in his Raichu, which is, yeah, whatever. It's interesting. I wouldn't put in Raichu against Metagross, but, you know, it's not really a Metagross, it's a Zoroark. Ah, I fooled you all. So I go for the U-turn, which now Zoroark's kind of useless if he ever sets up the rocks. And now I go into the real Metagross, and he is going to switch out, and then going to switch into his Swampert, while I go for Agility on the switch out. And I just go for this Earthquake, which is going to be, you know, I like Earthquake. And he goes for the Stealth Rock, which is like, well, that sucks. That's not going to be fun. So now he puts in Salamence, and I'm like, Salamence, you know, not a big deal. He can't lower my stats because I got Clear Body, and I went for the Earthquake because it was a switch out. But then I go for the Ice Punch, making the smart move, and bam! That's a dead Salamence. Yeah, always be careful of ice when you're a Salamence. So now he's going to put in his Drapion, named Price, and I just go for the Earthquake because I know it's part poison, but he survives because he is a bulky Sword Stance set, and unfortunately he doesn't go down in one hit. Now he's going to put in his Pringles, which is about the only thing that could pretty much stop my Metagross at this point. Especially when, you know, Cursed Body Hex appears and Earthquake gets disabled. It's like, okay, whatever. I give up on you, Cursed Body. So I decided to put in Zoroark, because I'm just going to sack it. And his brother Caleb was like, oh, you forgot to disguise Zoroark. I'm like, no, it just switched out with the 6 Pokemon in my party. So now I decided to put in my Togekiss, named Valifor, go for the roost. Smidgen surprised that I'm actually a little bit faster, actually, because this is a pretty bulky Togekiss, so I shouldn't be that much faster, but I guess I am. I probably have higher base speed. I never look into Togekiss much, because I never use it that much. But yeah, now Toxic's really starting to rack on to his Pringles. He's going to go for the taunt, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm fine with that. And yeah, you know, Toxic's pretty much gotten this thing to where if he switched out, he probably would have been doomed by Stealth Rocks anyways. So, I mean, why switch out? So now he is going to put in his Raichu, and even though I am specially defensive, I don't want to take a stab T-Bolt. But he goes for the Hidden Power, which is like, okay, I know it's Hidden Power Ice, but really, why would you prefer that over T-Bolt? I guess he's just really choosing moves. So he goes for the Thunderbolt, gets rid of my Rotom Wash, which is unfortunate. And now I decided to put in my Torkoal. And yeah, I know my Torkoal's going to obviously go down because, well, I'm only at 102. And this Raichu is pretty much just taking out some of my team. But it's okay because I'm really just using it to kill itself, essentially. So he goes for the Focus Blast. It actually hits. I mean, come on. Whenever I go for the Focus Blast, it misses. But whenever everybody else goes for the Focus Blast, it's like hit, 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 hit. When I go for the Focus Blast, it's like miss, 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 miss. Oh, you got a hit, and then miss. But I go for the Soft Boil to heal up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And he's going to go for this Earthquake, which is not going to matter because, you know, I'm a counter Chansey, so that's a dead Swampert. Goodbye, Swampert. Gotta love the Chansey taking out the Swampert. And now he's going to put in Drapion because it is his last Pokemon. And he is going to go for Sword Stance, which is, I don't know. I guess I kind of predicted it. So I go for the Soft Boiled. And then he is going to go for the Earthquake, and I'm just going to counter and, you know, pretty much wabam, hit him with his own medicine. And that is going to be a match. So yeah, that was my match against my friend Brad. Which, yeah, clearly he's new at Pokemon, but, I mean, what are you going to do? Because, I mean, there's always new people, and he has fun playing Pokemon now, so, yeah, you'll probably see more battles against him from me, and, you know, I'm betting that with time he'll become better and then become quite a challenge. Oh, look, you can see my dog in the background for the sign out, so, yeah, like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos of my channel. Leave a comment in the well, obviously, comment section, letting me know how much you liked this picture-in-picture narration, because if you liked it a lot, I'll do it again. But that is going to be all. See you later.